You know these seats that were an absolute faff that I had to drive down to the New Forest to buy them for a stupid price, and then we had to chop them up and we had to go up to the guys at Mule Vans, and then they had to weld them onto the seat base and help us out. And the reason we got them was so we could flip this down and bail again the back. They're coming out. But what's the reason? Alright, I'll be honest with you. We are no longer urban van life. We're now urban zoo, because we seem to be growing with animals. So we need a bit more space. It's kind of impossible to have an Emma there and 3 dogs there. Just not working. So my thought is this. If I remove these 2 seats and the base and then fit 1 single seat, it will come to there. We will have this much gap, which is that wide, going right the way through to the front, which I can then, we're keeping the bottom bit, I can then make a platform to go in square so we can get a big dog bed that will go there, that will fit the 3 of them. Granted, they're not the biggest of dogs. It's not like we've got 3 AJs from Camper Vibe. It's not like, you know, they're huge big animals. The little diddy ones, dachshunds, and an angry little Chihuahua Jack Russell thing. Anyway, that is the plan. First of all, I've got to remove this seat. Then I've got to remove the seat base. Get in, undo the seat and go from there. Now, one of the disadvantages is that we've got a lot of crap under the seats. So maybe less crap. So I'm going to have to remove that step as well, because there's things behind it, and yeah, nightmare. Right, so that is some of the crap off, well, from inside the seats. And there's some more crap. They are now empty. So what I've got to do is take the seat belt off, unbolt the seat from there, unbolt the seat from under there, and unbolt the seat from that side as well. And then this, with the spinny base, which is there, will all come off. Then I've just got to concentrate on this bit. All the nuts are out. Now I've just got to get the seat out the van. Should really wait for Emma, but I'm not. Can't remember how we got these in, and I think it was a bit of a faff. I don't know whether we came in the back or the front. Right, I'm stuck. We can stay there for now. Seats are out. Now it's the bases. Right, I think I've got most of the nuts out and bolts. I've just got a couple here that keep the step on. And then once I've undone these, the actual step should now come off. Yep, there we go. And then under there is a load more shite that we probably don't use. Do you know what? The absolute rubbish we keep in this van. I mean, that's off Will. It's a foot horn for your shoes. Why I wanted it, I don't know. I've been looking for that. Poppy's been looking for that. Oh, and you will come out. Now, I'm going to need a knuckle on that because it's on a bit of an angle. Why? What's going on here? 17's a bit too big. Right, it's a 5/8. Do you know what? You're not working clever here, Neil. That might work a bit better, mightn't it? One more, which is right down here. That's got that boy. There she is. I think that needs a bit of a clean. We've got Jimmy, who's actually called Jimmy as well. Right, let's get sucking. Now, we have got a seat base. Leave in the comments if you can guess where the seat base come from. One seat base. Right, as you can tell, it's off for drivers. We're hopefully going to adapt it for a passenger. The only problems we're going to have is this one here, because that on our seat was on the back. So we might have to cut that off, grind this all down, move it there and weld round it. Right, we've kind of got it in, but this has got to come off. If this comes off, it's going to line up with that bolt there, and it's going to line up with that bolt there, and it's also going to line up with the back bolt which is there. The bottom there has to come off as well, and then that has got to be fixed onto the back to line up with that bolt which is just down there. Right, that's off now. I can now sort that out and then we can blank this over, but we needed that off first. Next thing we need to do is we need to get this one off here, because that one needs to go on the back there. Right, drilled this one out. I want to try and get this off nice and neat. There she blows. That's not too bad. I'll be able to bend that into shape in the back, and then you can get it on there, and I can go around the edge with the welder and weld that on there. The guys at Mule are going to be cringing now. I know, this is not the greatest welding. Yeah, it ain't coming off. Yeah, and I know Sean's probably screenshotting this now and sending it to their kids, but you know, I'm not a welder. I'm not nothing really. I'm just a dude having a go. You can't blame someone for having a go. And that ain't coming off. Not a chance. There we go. Seat base is in. Swivel top is on top of it. It will all be coming out so I can paint this, but I want to get it all in and make sure it's all right before we start doing other stuff. So I'm going to go and get the seat, and we'll mount the seat to the base and see how it looks. Well, the seat's in, fits perfect. What I'm going to do now is clear the van and then basically tackle the floor bit, because we're keeping the step in, so the bit in between is going to have to be raised a bit. Plus it needs to be flat so we can get a dog bed. Right, what has been going on? Well, got the seat in and I've started building the frame which is going to go in, because the floor is going to run from there right the way into the end, which is just there. I have started scribing in just a loose piece there, so when it comes to doing the actual main bit, I've already got the scribe. I'm not going to lose any of the wood. Just going to put some dado down in this piece here. Why? I don't know. I just thought, why not? I've got spare dado, it may as well go in there. Then I'm going to cut the main board. That is going to go in the front piece, because there's going to be two sections. So I'm going to have one section coming to there, and then the other section is going to come back. That's going to be the floor. It does need a little bit taken off it because it's only 21 inches wide. So mark it all up. Let's get it through the saw.
That's an impressive piece of wood you've got.
First time she said that to me in a while. That's Emma, by the way.
Hi.
Not needed on this job.
No.
No. You fight. Saying that, we've done a bit, haven't we? And we haven't fought. Only once.
And whose fault was that?
Me? It's always me. I'm always to blame. It's always me. No matter what happens.
'Cause you're angry.
Yeah. Oh, look. She's playing the little fiddle. But she couldn't think of what it was called.
Violin.
Right, off you go. Jog on.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. See you in the next video.
Bye.
They're missing you. Just saying. Right, so I've scribed in the front there, that's where it's going to be cut. Get this cut, and then I can measure the distance down I want. Then I can trial fit it. I'm going to start that again, but I'm going to put a tilt on the blade, so hopefully it meets in snug. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? Right, take two. So I've marked it off there, and that's when I'm going to cut it so it fits in the front piece here. I have put the little edge on there. As you can see, it does have a bit of a lean on it, and it meets up to this point here. The little edge should make it just fit in nice and snug. Right, the first piece is in. As you can see, it's all scribed around. It's all scribed around the edge of there. So now we've just got to fill the rest of it in there. Right, I have got the floor in. That's all down. I will show you that in a minute. Next thing I've got to do is to paint the yellow seat base. So floor's all in there, cutted it all the way around there. That's all solid. That's going nowhere. We can still get into the battery. We can still get into the compartment where the actual jack is and things like that. So now we've just got to paint this base, which is yellow, to white, and we're going to be using radiator paint because it's quite thick, it's quite easy to use, doesn't drip, and we'll go from there. Got the seat bases painted. Now I've cut the vinyl to the right size. Now I've just got to put it down. This is going to be fiddly, majorly, and I'm probably going to lose my rag. Right, I think I might spray glue down that side first, because I've got a cut out for all this here. That side's all right. I'll spray glue down that end, and then I'll push it over that way. I think that's the best way to do it. Oh, you prick. I might be doing this all wrong. Nah, for fuck's sake. Come on, throw a dog about here. I'm fucking not winning here, am I? Christ. You're probably best not doing it like I'm doing it. This is a fucking nightmare. Getting there.
20 minutes later.
Well, that's it. I'm done. And I think Poppy's made herself at home. I've added a piano hinge onto the front there, so we can still use this. That still gets used. That's solid. That's solid. It's a bit of a nightmare to do, but a lot of faffing about. A lot. But as you can see, it does make the space a lot better, especially for when you're driving and you get a couple of dog beds there. We've got some square dog beds, so that is good, and it just means that we can get from the back into the front, no problem at all. We don't have to go outside. And I know people always go, oh, what happens if something happens and you can't get in the front? Well, that was the reason we had the other seats, but now it doesn't work anymore, so they'll be getting sold. So that's another job done, dusted. Probably loads more to do, but right now I'm happy that's done. Happy the double seats are out, happy we've got singles, and happy it makes the van a lot bigger, and it really does. And we know loads of people who've done it before, we just haven't thought of doing it. But more dogs need more space. We don't need 3 seats, we need space for dogs. So, you alright, Pop? Yeah? Would you agree? It's better? I think Poppy's happy. Don't know what the other two will say. They're asleep. Right, we're going. Probably play with a ball, because she's obsessed with balls. Aren't you? Yeah. Right, we're going. Catch you later. Say bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Right, whatever you do, do it well. See you later.